And welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Last time we reached the Temple of Mutoh, but I decided to actually go back and get some of the other goodies, including this card gem next to Doyle's temple, which conveniently connects back to Mutoh's temple, it looks like. And there's all these rupees. I don't trust this, I'm totally using the boomerang. So yeah, from here, conveniently, it actually is super easy getting back to Mutoh's temple. Except you can't jump down there, never mind. Can we actually go over here? And if so, what is actually over here? Absolutely nothing but this treasure chest. Okay, and that's 200 rupees, so if that's worth it to you, then go for it. And now I have to actually figure out a way to get back to Mutoh's temple. But I guess something I can talk about while I actually make my way back there is the fact that, interestingly, this Zelda game tends to have some interesting, like, oh, what's the word? Not like inversions. That's not the word I'm looking for. It kind of mixes up certain Zelda tropes, I think would be a good way to put it. You have, say, the Goron Temple, which is just, you know, a Goron Temple, but it's actually very unlike other Goron Temples because every other Goron dungeon in a Zelda game always involves, like, fire element. And this game doesn't do that. It's actually kind of a deserty temple, which is refreshing in a way. It's different at the very least. Then you also have, like, your first dungeon in this game was, which one exactly? Fire Temple, which was just Isle Ember. So you get your Fire Temple out of the way first, which really doesn't happen often in Zelda. And then you basically just move on to, oh, what's the second one? My memory is so terrible. What is the second dungeon? I'm trying to think of the boss, and it's the wind one. I know that much. Yeah, so wind elements is not something you see every day in the Zelda 2, so that's kind of nice. The timer is still going. Okie dokie. I mean, because of, you know, leaving the dungeon, we basically had no chance of actually getting that, so hey, that works out. Oh, I see what it is. We weren't supposed to hit both at one time. Long story short, I thought those were two that we had to hit at the same time, but they're actually not. Hello, trapdoor. Glad I found out about you for trying to actually run over there. This timer seems really generous, actually. Go around the trapdoor, and voila. And now the bridge just stays up permanently because you passed the trial or something. And we also have a shortcut. That doesn't really save any time. Except we can actually go through this passage, which also feels kind of useless. Also, I don't know what triggered that trapdoor, because I was not even near it at the time. So yeah, pointless shortcut. Not sure what that's for. Go in here, and we have an enemy encounter with Stalfos. Let's try actually using this in... Oh, well, that went well. Let's try actually... Okay. I think that's a sign to just fight these guys normally. Not try to do anything fancy, because every time I tried that, didn't go well. Got two flames, that's suspicious, isn't it? Uh-huh. Very suspicious, isn't it? So... gotta remember that's there. Really have to remember. I think you also get more colors for drawing, actually, in Spirit Tracks, so I may be mistaken. I could have sworn in Spirit Tracks you could, like, mark things in different colors, but I might be thinking of Professor Layton in the Diabolical Box. Yes, I know that's a stretch, but yeah. Also another game with touchscreen drawing. By the way, that is also kind of a jerkish cycle because it's pretty precise if you happen to be approaching it from a bad cycle, you're just kind of screwed. It's just unfortunate. Like, we're not gonna make it because this platform is too slow. So we gotta actually hit the switch as it's going towards the other platform, this platform here. And I fell down the thing, so it didn't matter anyway. Yeah, I feel like this part is a little bit frustrating because you're basically having to juggle several different time puzzles at once. And also, basically my problem with how I'm playing this is, it's actually really hard for me to, what the hell am I doing? I could just drop a bomb, couldn't I? What am I doing trying to actually do this legit? I should just drop a bomb. There, see, a lot easier. Jeez, I can't believe it took me that long to think of that. But hey, we did it. Made it. And now we can actually go hit the switch, and now we don't ever have to worry about that bridge again. Okay. That fail aside. We got more Salphos. Now, for these guys, because they're so bouncy and they're just all over the place, I find doing the actual not targeted attack to be a lot more efficient, because the targeted attack tends to fling you straight into the Salphos. At least that's what I find. So yeah, I personally don't like using the targeted attack in this particular instance, strangely enough. Oh, I was actually just zoning out, looking at the map. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where the next treasure is that we want to get, or that we need to get, because we don't have to get every treasure in the game, obviously, because some are treasures which, you know, while cool, aren't super necessary. And by the way, look, more water. So yes, this is basically a strange mix of the Shadow Temple and the Water Temple, if you want to use a past Zelda as a reference point. Or if you want to be more relevant, you could also just say Arbiter's Ground and, well, what was the Water Temple in Twilight Princess called? Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. I remember the Arbiter's Ground because that's my personal favorite dungeon in Twilight Princess, but man, I do not remember the name of the Water Temple at all. Those guys are obnoxious, and they're in a lot of Zelda games. That's all I'll say, because that's all I know about them. Yeah, you can actually use the sword to try to pick up rupees, thus saving you a lot of headache, actually, in case you accidentally encounter a rupee-like, or whatever you want to call these things. This should just be a treasure. Go on Amber, which is lucky because that's like the rare treasure in my file. It's like 800 rupees or something. There is like one that's like 1500. By the way, actually drops are affected by this. I don't know if I've actually made note of that. There was one of these things earlier. I wonder what it is. I think I saw one in the Temple of the Ocean King too. Looks like a switch was rusty and probably won't budge if you stand on it. I was actually pushing the button repeatedly, in case you're wondering. This is a oh, I just noticed the map actually said this one's a rupee-like, so that kind of spoiled the surprise. There we go. Not the most elegant fight in the world, but hey. So, open this up. This is a gold chest, so expect something good out of it, and it is the hammer. Tap something to hit it. Tap and hold to build up huge hammering power. So if you hold it, it turns into a big hammer, and you just do a lot more damage. Again, we saw switches like this in the Temple of the Ocean King, but not until like the later floors. So I don't even know how much of the temple I'll need to re-show next time. I don't need to read that. All it's saying is you can launch yourself, which also we saw in the Temple of the Ocean King. Thanks, game, for launching me right into an enemy. It can basically hit anywhere on the screen, so definitely make note of that. You want to remember that, because it is super important. There's no range. in the treasure chest. He's like super depressed. Like, oh, there's the ellipses at the end. Just sell that to me. Like, oh, there's actually nothing. Well, my job here is done. Hit this down, and we have another door. Now, we have 2 exits to the basement, so this is obviously where we need to go next. So this goes to, ooh, this floor is really big. This can't break rocks, so that's something important to note about this thing. We have to actually just do that to break rocks. Also, this cannot go through walls, so you can't hit anywhere on the screen if there's an object in the way, which makes perfect sense. Hammer's kind of good in battle, to say the least. Puzzle-wise, I feel like the hammer's implementation is a little bit dicey though, in terms of like, is it a cool power-up? It is a cool power-up, but I also feel like it isn't used enough in the game to actually justify its existence sometimes. Now, yeah, I fully admit it's a cool power-up, but yeah, I just don't feel like it comes into play enough. Even though it is pretty handy. So hit all the— ow. Are there switches on both sides? I actually want to check the boomerang. Yeah, there's switches on both sides. Great. Stand in the middle. Just hit switches on both sides as you go down the stretch of land. Also, you can pick up rupees with the hammer, so that's handy. Voila. Okay, so we're making good time. This is treasure chest. The treasure chest with, I think, the first and maybe only key of the dungeon. I don't quite remember though. But in here, we have the last courage gem. So that means we only have 1 more gem left to collect. So that's pretty cool. Wow, we're almost done with this game. It's kind of unbelievable, isn't it? How fast this game goes by. I take that back, there are other keys. I was just reading the map wrong. In here, we're back in this room. Just with a little bit of a shortcut now. Now, I'm also not sure where to go from here. This is completely a dead end. Yeah, this just goes back up here. Maybe because— oh, I remember. We have the key now. So now that we have the key, we can open this. So it's basically a shortcut back up to the main room. And now we have this thing. This changes the water level. Now there's only 2 phases of water level, which is a lot nicer than Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time, Ocarina of Time, who knows. So this is a puzzle. The path will open when the mighty attacks change the color of the tiles, so they all have to be red, right? It's one of these. Oh, I'm standing on it. I'm like, why isn't this flipping? It's like, I'm standing on it. Okay, that was easy, right? Well, of course, it doesn't stay that easy forever, because Zelda puzzles. Launch yourself up. They're giving us arrows, which is generally a sign. It's like, gee, I wonder if we have to do something. Well, arrows can affect these switches as well, so we have to manipulate the water level to actually get past. So yeah, it's a weird blend of like the undead temple of the game and the water temple of all things. I was gonna thank a game for me being good at this, but I forgot what game it was. Where, probably Professor Layton or something. There's probably a puzzle like this in the Layton game where you have to like flip tiles and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Like if you flip one tile, everything else flips, that kind of thing. I don't know for a fact because I really want to replay those games. That's on my to-do list. I have all 6 of them, and the spin-off, but not the mobile game because I hear it's terrible. And not Lady Layton because I'm waiting for the 3DS version. But that's beside the point. Point is, I like the series a lot, and I really want to actually replay the games before really diving into Ashen Legacy, because I haven't actually gone that far in that game, but I kind of do want to try to get through the entire Layton series over the summer. Not exactly the most elegant solution to that, but okay. But hey, look, there's the boss door already. It was just like, wow, how long is this dungeon anyway? Well, it's kind of misleading, to say the least. Launch yourself. Wait, what's over here? Arrow refills. Okay. It's over there, actually. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm actually trying to figure out what to do here. What does this say, actually? Open the path. Create the true form here. Oh, okay. I see what they're doing here. Now, if you're on Miiverse, you can kind of cheat and just, like, you know, look up the thing. So it's kind of like 2 blues in the corner, and then 2 in a row at the bottom. Okay, I'm just trying to visualize it, because you have to recreate the pattern is basically what's trying to tell you to do. So 2 up there, just, yeah. My remembering is a little bit odd for some puzzles like this. Yeah, the hammer can't get stuck on geometry, by the way. Fun fact. I'm gonna flip, did not mean to flip both. Hey, we got it, that worked. Not exactly what I was trying to do, but it got the job done. Now we have to lower the water level again? I guess? Yep, that's seems to be what we have to do. Oh, now this door is open. What are we trying to accomplish? That's why I'm having trouble visualizing. Like, what are we doing? Have we been here yet, actually? I don't think we've been here yet. I was like, am I going in circles? But this is actually a new part of the dungeon I haven't been to. So, never mind. We are still on the right track, I think. I see where I'm going with this. Yeah, this game does have very good puzzles sometimes, but yeah, I feel like the dungeons are generally pretty easy. Which isn't a bad thing, it's just different. It's just not as, like, brain-taxing as most Zeldas, but that's, you know, not necessarily a huge slight to the game, not being as much of a headache, I guess you could say. Like, Link to the Past puzzles I do find kind of annoying, but on the whole I do enjoy Link to the Past. It's just not, like, I'm not really into it. Like, that's a good way to put it. I'm not into Link to the Past. I'm just kind of, like, casually a fan, but I'm not, like, I'm not a super fan of Link to the Past. It's just okay to me. That's the best way to put it. Almost at time, but let's get a little bit farther before we end off. It's a little bit finicky trying to use the hammer in such a close quarters space like that. So we broke that, and in here, well, we have a big gold chest, which would tell you that it's the boss key. So actually, that's a perfect place to end off. Now I have to make these. Oh, wait a second. Nope, I'm just gonna do this. No, throw it, Link. Throw it. Well, okay, that doesn't work. Good to know. Again, I'm not entirely sure how to get the key over there. Setting things down is not the most dependable thing. So in any case, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more of The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass.